Sunday, the 19th of July, and this is Victoria's weather update for the week ahead. It's going to start out mostly dry and calm this week as the high pressure system continues over us, much like this beautiful weekend weather that we've had. But from about Wednesday onwards, as a series of fronts and troughs moves through, we'll get a little bit more rainfall. So let's have a breakdown into what that will look like for Victoria. Okay, so let's have a look at the breakdown for each day. This is Monday, we're sitting under the high pressure system, so nice and dry, which is the same for Tuesday. On Wednesday, this front arrives and extends up into Victoria, and what we're going to see for the pattern for the next few days is that the west coast and the east coast up into Western Gippsland will receive more rainfall, and then there will be showers around that. So Thursday, Gippsland 5 to 10 mils again. Friday, the same 5 to 10 mils in those coastal regions. Saturday, we pick up a little bit more intensity in that rain. 10 to 15 mils is available in some areas, but again, mainly 5 to 10 and showers across the rest of the state. And Sunday, it starts to dissipate as this big high pressure system comes over into the east, starting to replace some of those frontal systems that have been moving through. Ready for Monday, which seems like we've got some more rainfall on the way, but we'll have to wait and see how those models develop. Let's have a chat about the temperatures, because we have those highs sitting over us, but with frontals systems moving through. It's a bit of an odd week for temperatures. So let's start with Monday morning. Monday morning, you can still see that we've got these wide extent areas of 0 to 5 degrees up into the -5 to 0 degrees. So that's definitely driving a risk of frost or fog for large parts of Victoria. It should be the same for Tuesday. A little bit warmer maybe. And then Wednesday, as that front arrives, we've got sort of a prefrontal warming, which is pretty regular. So I don't think we're going to see much happening on Wednesday morning, but Thursday morning, we have some strong southerly winds driving a lot of cold temperatures, 0 to 5 degrees, which is not radiated cooling. It's just cold temperatures from a lot of wind. Because there should be a lot of wind with that, it's unlikely that we'll see frost or fog with those conditions. Friday, also quite cool. And then Saturday, warmer again. Actually, that's quite late in the day. Where are we? Saturday, 7 a.m. No, this is quite warm, I think. 10 to 15 degree minimum temperature Saturday. So something's happening on Saturday. Maybe something in the mid-levels. Yeah, we'll have to check in on that next week to see what occurs, what the models are picking up on. Having a quick look at wind now, we can see we're just going to the Thursday, which is our strongest wind day for the week, or it should be. We've got a lot of cold, strong winds coming in from the south, affecting that nice cool air, which is why we're getting such cold temperatures on Thursday. And it could, in fact, most of the coast is going to have some pretty strong winds, moderate to strong. All right. Let's have a look at my city of choice, which is Menion, which is just off the coast. So we're not going to see as much of the strong winds, but we will see the rain patterns here. So Wednesday, that rain arrives with 4 mils. Thursday, it intensifies to some stronger showers. So a lot less sunlight on Thursday, 7 mils. Friday, 4 mils. Saturday, again, something interesting is happening here, 10 mils with a possibility of 18 in Menion. As you can see, spray conditions are rather poor for the full week that we have. Maybe a little bit better. Yeah, pretty good spray conditions at the start with that high pressure system and settled weather sitting over us. But as that weather arrives on Wednesday, spray conditions become quite poor. You can see we've got frost risk Monday, which is tomorrow, with a starting temperature at -1 degree. It's very cold. Yeah, that's it for Menion and pretty much the story for a lot of the state. Okay, that is it for Victoria. As I've said, stable weather at the start, Monday and Tuesday. By Wednesday onwards, we're getting some rainfall arriving, as well as some strong winds and cool air masses. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.